Am I the asshole for taking clients' dogs to the shelter? I work as a dog groomer and I am usually pretty flexible with pickup times. I have this one client though who has been getting later and later with pickup times, and for the past 3 times they have shown up over an hour past closing time to pick up their dogs. The first time they said it was because they forgot, the second time it was because of their kids, and the third an undisclosed emergency. I let it slide all 3 times, but the third time I warned them I wouldn't let it go this next time. Well, the fourth time rolled around and the shop closes. The dogs have been at the shop all day and the owner is nowhere in sight. I sent them a message saying I will give them an extra 15 minutes before I leave, and they didn't respond. After 15 minutes I told them the dogs would be at the local shelter, sent the address and the contact details of the woman in charge, and took the dogs there. Well, about 2 hours later I get an angry phone call, this woman screaming down the phone because she has to pay to get her dogs back. I think it's like $30. And she wants to know why I took them to a shelter, claiming her dogs are traumatized and I must have abused them during their groom. She slandered me over the internet and left bad reviews. I am not a pet sitter. I gave her multiple chances, but it seems like a lot of people are on her side. Edit. Okay, I need to clear some things up. My local shelter is not overcrowded and also offers boarding services. It has like 3 dogs in, and I checked beforehand, they said I could drop the dogs off. Plus my shelter has a 3-month stay before they ship the dogs off to a new shelter, and only euthanizes for behavioral issues. You should cut her off as a customer. Not the asshole. I'm a groomer too, and we've had people abandon their dogs at our shop before. I can't take them home, and we can't house them at our shop, so that's the course of action we've taken too. Obviously, being animal people, we know which shelters to avoid and which are good, and try to find them foster homes, but what do y'all expect us to do? The fact that it took her 2 hours after your call, which was 15 minutes after closing, to pick up her dogs is just shocking. She was expecting you to stay at your shop that long? No. And it sounds like she is more mad that she had to pay to get them than the fact that you took them there to begin with. Not the asshole. You warned her this would happen. She called your bluff. The dogs were safe. Add a policy to your contract to emphasize this as the process going forward, so clients are aware. Take steps to keep her from slandering you. Not the asshole. Anyone who forgets to pick up their dogs is someone who doesn't deserve to have them. Not the asshole. You are a groomer, not a sitter. She's treating you as free doggy daycare. Not the asshole. She brought this upon herself. You warned her. Put up a sign that if dogs are not picked up by closing time they will be taken to the shelter. Or perhaps impose a monetary penalty. Charge a pet sitting fee of $50 for every 15 minutes owners are late in picking up their pets. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor to mind her business about my sons? 23 female. I'm a single mother of twin boys, 3M. We recently moved in with my mother after leaving our crappy apartment in NYC. My mother lives in a neighborhood that's mostly elderly and families with older children. Yesterday it was hot out and my boys were throwing water balloons at each other and me. Well, my neighbor, 47F, came over and asked to keep the noise down and take my kids inside as it was early. It was 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I paid no mind and went inside to grab some water for my sons. I hear yelling and rush back out to see my neighbor with my son's toys and yelling at them. I lost it and told her to mind her own business. When she says this, "Of course people like you have to ruin the neighborhood. I'm black and my sons are mixed, their father is white." I told her to get off my mother's property before I call the cops. Edit. I don't know why I didn't include this earlier, but there were other kids outside apart from me and my boys. Not the asshole. It was 2 p.m. not 2 a.m. so there was no problem with your boys being loud. Kids are loud, it's a given. My daughter is almost 3 and if she's outside, go ahead, be loud, have fun. As for yelling at your neighbor, you weren't the asshole in that situation either. She took your 3-year-old twins' toys and was yelling at them. You had every right to yell at her to defend your children. Not the asshole. You need to be a very bitter person to try to stop 2 kids from being kids. If I were 47 living in a house in a neighborhood, I would be thrilled to hear kids laughing around. But one thing you must have in account. You will find idiots everywhere. Not the asshole. There's a young girl who lives next door who apparently has a contest with herself in which she tries to outdo her screaming from the previous day. If this were an Olympic event, she'd win the gold easily. I hate screaming children, I really do. That said, they're children, it's what they do. It was 2 in the afternoon. I'd take that over my other neighbor who apparently doesn't believe in mufflers and who comes home at 2 in the morning. Wow, she didn't even try to hide the fact that she was a raging racist. Ha. It was 2 in the afternoon, like what? Also grabbing your kids' toys, the bloody audacity. Next time this happens, call the cops. Do it. Not the asshole. Info. Is your mom black and the neighbor white? Trying to understand the people like you, comment. Not the asshole. Next time take a video and call the cops, but NVM. She'll probably call them herself rolling on the floor laughing. Am I the asshole for no longer buying my stepdaughter 2 cats? I, 38F. My husband Adam, 40M. Our daughter Amanda, 14F. And Rosalina, 17F. Amanda has about 15 different pets that are all tank or aquarium pets, and they are very well taken care of by Amanda. Amanda absolutely adores her pets. Rosalina just being interested in pets, and we agreed that we would buy her 2 kittens if she gets her grades up, and she did. Amanda had a tournament for tennis that wouldn't be held where we lived. So we would have to travel to it for 1 week for the tournament and for just a small vacation. We asked Rosalina if she wanted to come and she said no. She said since she is staying home, can she have her friends over for a sleepover, and we said yes. At first when we thought Rosalina was gonna come, we were gonna get someone to watch Amanda's pets, but since Rosalina was staying home, we decided to ask her if she wanted to watch them and that we would pay her for watching them. Rosalina said yes right away for the money because she knows she is getting a lot. Amanda said she had some rules. 1. Leave them in their tanks and cage. 2. Only feed and give them water. 3. None of your friends are allowed in my room and only you are. 4. Make sure to leave my geckos lights on at daytime. 5. Don't disturb them. 6. Check on them, and more simple rules. Rosalina said yes and all right to all those rules. So when we got back a week later, we asked Rosalina if she fed and gave them water. Rosalina said, yes, but in nervous kind of voice, and her face looked nervous, so we asked again. This time she looked more suspicious and she said yes again. So we checked the cameras in her room, and Amanda was livid because she never once entered the room to feed or give them water. Amanda was also more livid when she noticed that Rosalina did go in the room a couple times, but no to feed. It was to get her friends to mess with the hamsters and turtles. We were checking in on Rosalina all week, and all week she has been saying she was feeding them. Some of Amanda's pets can't even go 3 days without food and water, and some when we went to check on them looked hungry. Rosalina finally confessed that she hasn't been feeding them because she didn't feel like it. I got mad and said if you wasn't gonna do it then you should have said that when we asked, because then we would have hired someone else to do it. As punishment we decided we weren't gonna get her cats anymore, because if she did this with Amanda's pets then she would most likely do it with her own pets. Rosalina left to her mom's house in tears and saying we were being unfair to her. Her mom and side of the family called us major assholes. So Reddit, am I the asshole for no longer buying my stepdaughter 2 cats? Not the asshole. She has proven she can't be trusted to properly care for animals. Not the asshole. Girl is a horrible human being. She could have killed all those animals because she didn't feel like giving them food and water. Do not get her kittens, or any living thing, because she's made it abundantly clear she isn't to be trusted to even attempt to care for them. NTA, holy shit, do not get her cats. Who knows when she'll all of a sudden feel like not feeding them. She is a terrible pet owner, and in all honesty she should have had a worse punishment, that is animal neglect. Am I the asshole for refusing to give 2 pets to an irresponsible teenager who almost killed multiple pets by starvation and neglect? Not the asshole, op. Not the asshole, it's a miracle none of them died. She's clearly not responsible enough for a pet and probably only wanted cats to show off to her friends. Not the asshole. Your stepdaughter will be neglectful because she doesn't feel like it. She committed animal abuses and should not be awarded for it. Am I the asshole for being upset that my family didn't care that I graduated? So I, 21F, graduated from community college yesterday. I'm proud of myself because I struggled greatly with it due to mental health issues as well as my ADHD. It took me a little longer than community college probably should, but I finished it finally, and that's what matters. I also have a few cousins around my age, 22F twins, and another 22F, that also graduated this weekend, but they went to bigger universities. I woke up to a bunch of Facebook posts by my family congratulating all of them and saying how proud they were of all of them for graduating. Of course I'm proud of them as well. I sent my congratulations to each of them individually. I however didn't get anything of the sorts, even though my family knew that I would be graduating as well, and it honestly hurt a bit. My family doesn't really view community college in the best light, so I'm sure that comes into play with everything. But I still feel like it's unfair that I didn't get any acknowledgements. I vented to my mom about it and she just called me dramatic for wanting all that attention. But I feel like it's warranted at least a little bit. So, am I the asshole for being upset that I didn't get any recognition for graduating even though my cousins did? Edit. Thank you so much to everyone that is commenting. I truly appreciate it. Heart, y'all have made my day. Edit 2. I've seen people saying that it's most likely the difference in degrees, as my cousins got bachelor's and I just got an associate's. I know getting bachelor degrees is more schooling and definitely more stressful, and I am super happy for all of them for being able to achieve that. I know an associate's is just bottom of the barrel when it comes to college lol. I didn't really expect anything super fancy or cool for just getting an associate's, but nobody acknowledging it was just kinda a IDK y'all. Not the asshole. We're your family now, and we are so proud of you. Congrats. Party popper. Not the asshole. You worked just as hard. I'm proud of you. Congrats. Seriously, many professors work for both CCs and universities. Much of the material is exactly the same. There's no reason to think that a CC is less than for any reason. It's a more inexpensive way to graduate. Yeah, and maybe they have more flexible time slots for classes, but that's about all. I wonder how she would feel if you didn't wish her a happy birthday. If she asks about it, just tell her to stop being so dramatic. Not the asshole. I am proud of you. Not the asshole. Congrats on your graduation. Not the asshole. Any education is a great achievement. Community college is college. You deserve to be recognized for your hard work. Congrats. Party popper.